Hello, everyone. We're at the the CES show, and of course, we can't get a monitor working on one of our new Ultrabooks. So, if anyone has any solutions other than Wide-Eye to hook up our new Ultrabook to the PA system, would be awesome. So, my name is Ryan Tabrah. Craig Hurst did an excellent job describing all of our tools from the visual computing group. I work for him in his group. We have an excellent group that has a wide variety of tools. But what I'm here today to talk about is the Media SDK. In the world today, everyone wants to do media. If you walk around the floor today, there's very few screens that are showing static content, right? Even photos are streaming through in a way, and it's usually, you might as well call it video. A lot of photo companies do media streams, right? So we have a media conversion problem. We have multiple devices, multiple screens. We just ran into one with me trying to get the Ultrabook to a different resolution. We'll still be able to show you the demo later. A big problem with the media conversion: uses too many CPU cycles, takes a little too long, and it uses a lot of power. It typically does. So, Intel has thought about this problem previously. Last CES, there was a release of the second generation core processor, Sandy Bridge. It was the first core processor that introduced quick sync video. This is our hardware acceleration feature that allows you to use the processor graphics as part of our chipsets to accelerate some functionality of this media conversion. But who cares about this problem? As I said, I walked around the floor. What excites me here is we have a lot of developers in the room. We're going to have a lot of developers see this later. All these devices out here, while they're the big TVs, the set-top boxes, all depend on software so that there's some kind of experience for the end user. There are very few electronics out there that don't have some kind of software. There are very few of them that don't do some kind of media. Probably 5-10 years ago, you would have a lot of people that would say, well, I don't care about media, I just care about this, right? That's changed. If you have a very static application, you probably don't have a lot of users, right? That includes on the computer, that includes on mobile devices, that includes on TV, any kind of application. People, the end users are expecting movement. So there's just a list of the developers. We try to say that the Media SDK and some of our tools from the visual computing group actually apply to almost every single developer out there. So, introducing, as of Monday, we released the Intel Media SDK 2012. What this does is it allows, it's our second huge release, actually third major release of the Media SDK that allows developers to future-proof their own software for Intel platforms. So my apologies for the folks that were in the prior session, but there are some folks that weren't here at the previous session, so there are some slides that are duplicate, but I can go a little more detail on some of them. The Intel Media SDK is pretty much the only way to utilize the full power of Intel QuickSync technology and the processor graphics, mainly the encode, transcode features for processor graphics. It is cross-platform API, so what that means is it works for older processors, today's processors, and future processors, right? And that also means in the future for even the stuff that Intel released today, eventually it will be on the mobile side, it will be in the mobile devices, it'll be in the tablets, et cetera. So this will be across all Intel platforms. This allows software vendors to kind of simplify their life. They don't have to worry about optimizing and meeting a hardware release date, right? Software cycles are different, shorter than hardware cycles. Intel appreciates that, yet we continue to release on a cadence of, about every year a new platform, right? So we appreciate when people try to take the time to optimize for our platform. People want to optimize it because it gives the best user experience, but by the time you come out and you've optimized it and you've got it up and running, the next gen's coming out, and you're like, oh man, I got to do it all over again, right? And it's just a cyclical kind of pain. And we know about the pain. We've talked to customers, and this API simplifies that in the sense that you could code today for our third generation processors, get it up and running When our third generation processors come out, your software will be hardware accelerated for those processors. It'll also accelerate for the features that exist on our previous processors, like today's Sandy Bridge processors, and even the ones that don't have processor graphics. It'll fall back to software. And you're also enabling your software for our fourth generation, whenever that comes out, right? Don't ask me the date, okay? I don't know the date. So, you know, you get all that, and then you, what? Increase performance, you're efficient, you're future-proofing your software. You give yourself time to innovate across the stack. Like, you don't have to worry anymore about what's underneath the hood. You get to innovate on how you connect to your end users. You get to innovate, you know, new features and new ways people are using these devices. Tablets, Ultrabooks, computers. I have an Ultrabook up here that I'm excited to show off. And I really think that we're just starting to see how people are going to start using the Ultrabooks and the new tablets that are coming out and the new phones coming out. It's just the tip of the iceberg. And then, you know, eventually grow your business. Just simply attach yourself to a huge TAM out there of the market, right? So what is it? First of all, it's free. Okay? You don't have to, the barrier of entry is pretty low. And in fact, I'd be really down if I don't see tons of downloads of the Media Sdk after one of these sessions, because you should just go check it out. You can go hit our website. It's free to download. What you get is, you know, industry standard SDK API. You get source code samples, detailed documentation, sample media applications. Of course, you'll get, if you want to sign up, you get continued updates. You get on a beta program. We have an excellent support team that responds to forums, Twitter accounts, et cetera. So we are here to support the developer community to get your applications up and running. And we have a history of success of, you know, helping a wide variety of huge ISVs, because I was already kind of a video buff. I really liked playing video games. I liked creating videos off of those video games. I had home movies that I did, and I just couldn't believe that someone was saying this about processor graphics, right? Especially non-tech to say this about processor graphics. You know, it's a powerful quote, and again, because most people can't read it, it says Intel's QuickSync is untouchable. It's 48% faster than a bunch of discrete cards on there. I don't want to proclaim that discrete GPU-based transcoding is dead, but based on these results, it sure looks like it, right? That's pretty powerful. And what do people use it for? And this is what I'm going to be demonstrating very soon. Fast transcoding to the different bit rates that are out there, some of the different things you have to do to allow your own personal compute continuum to work. You know, you get a movie on your PC, you want to put it on your phone. You have it on your phone, you want to bring it up to your PC, et cetera. This makes that all faster. To deliver consistent high image quality across a bunch of devices is a big deal too. So with that, this is kind of like my static live demo. This is why I'm really here. And for the folks that probably stayed just to see this, right? I have an Ultrabook that I bought, right? So this is shipping. It's an ASUS Ultrabook, Core i5. I'm going to log in real quick. Now the cameraman's recorded my password. I'm going to have to go change it. So what I've installed is, everyone can see the screen okay, right? This is all for you guys, so okay, I want to make sure. ArcSoft has a wonderful little media converter. Again, this is, the reason I show this too is they have a 21 free day trial, so if you want to reproduce this on your own machine, you can later. You go to their website and download it. It's also only $30 to purchase. What I like about it is you can take a movie, and let me first give you a little taste of what the video is. So it's just an HD recording of some lovely coast footage outside of Oregon, right? So it's HD quality, looks beautiful, but now I want to take it and put it on my iPad. It's in kind of a large format for that. So I drop it in there, and it's ready to convert. So on a machine or on a piece of software that is not using QuickSync, I'm just going to bring this up. My apologies, I didn't know the resolution would be this different. I'm going to click Start. It's going to start converting it. And what you'll see is the CPU usage. This is a Core i5 dual core, 4, multi-thread. You guys can see that okay, right? So it's starting to convert, and I'll read the numbers off. It says it's going to take about 1 minute and 30 seconds, right, to do this whole video. And it's a 6-minute video. That's really fast. What's great about it is it's only using 20% of my CPU. My fan is not on this ultra portable. The battery's doing fine. I could do this for, let's see how long it says I can do this for. Another like hour and a half, another 2 hours I could be doing this. That's pretty incredible in itself. Speed, you can do this all day on your battery. This is really a mobile editing station now, right? You can do transcoding, encoding, decoding all day long on this. So now I'm going to show you the difference of what used to be if you didn't have a QuickSync enabled app. I'm going to kill this. Take the same video. Why anyone would ever turn this off? But I'm going to go turn off the Intel QuickSync video. See, so now this is not using the Media SDK, and it's going to be falling back on the CPU to do the conversion. I'm going to click Start, and I'm not going to sit here the entire time. I surprisingly had this, I tested this out in my hotel room a couple times before because I wanted to make sure that it just ran flawlessly. And I left this running like in my bed, and this little thing like overheated because I did this for too long. And it made it slow down even more. When it kicks off, the CPU jumps up to 100%. I wouldn't be able to be checking my email. I wouldn't be able to be playing anything. I wouldn't be able to pretty much do anything else. I don't know if you can hear. The fan's starting to kick up on there. It's starting to boil some eggs over there, right? So the difference between this and what you just saw is incredible. And not only that, the timer says 6 minutes, but as I said, sometimes it can take like 10, 12 minutes to do this video, right? So we've gone from a 6 to 8 minutes to worry about transcoding, putting your iPad, to about 1.5 minutes, right? And we all know in this room that this is only going to get faster and better, right? So this is, what you're seeing is kind of the future of where the platforms are going, where you should expect your mobile devices to do things like transcoding, being able to share videos up on YouTube. And much like Paul iterated at the keynote on Tuesday, is that we should expect no compromises when end users get mobile devices or Ultrabooks, right? Just because this thing is thin and light and lasts all day doesn't mean it should be slow doing anything, right? You shouldn't have to give something up to have this amazing machine. So I'm gonna kill this before I kill my battery and stop it. I'm gonna leave a little time that if anyone wants to come up and put their hands all over this and play with it, you're welcome to, right? I'm gonna put this back up now. All right, just making sure it's really stopped. Was that cool? Had you guys seen that before? The difference? I didn't believe it either, to be honest. I think it's incredible that you can buy, a sub-$1,000 little Ultrabook, right? And have that kind of computing power pretty much in your backpack or almost in your hand, right? So fast transcoding to multiple devices. Here's another great quote from Tom's Hardware. I'm also a big fan of QuickSync. A couple other companies don't have an answer to Intel's decode, encode acceleration, and they're not expected to anytime soon. Kudos to Intel for getting developer support lined up right out of the gate, too. If the graphics guys could rally the software industry as quickly, we'd really be swimming in a bunch of other app-accelerated titles. That's why we're here today. I can't tell you all the cool features of the Media SDK. We only have 30 minutes, right? I live and breathe this stuff. But I want each and every one of you, if you have something to do with media, right, reach out to us. We're here for you. Our entire division is to support developers like you to make your lives just a tad bit easier and make money, optimize your software, and give a better user experience to your end users, right? And you don't have to be a media company, right? You could just be the next little startup that, you've been doing this and you just want to show, you want to be able to upload the results to YouTube real quick without draining someone's battery. That's a big deal. You don't want to be that application that drains someone's battery. And this is a free download, right? Good friends, the GoPro Studio folks, they have cameras, do 3D, they do 2D as well. This is just an example of how someone would use the Media SDK, or an end user would be affected by the power of the Media SDK. they'd be taking some awesome photos or shots of them going down a river and almost dying. They'd take it to their Intel portable device. They'd quickly edit it. They quickly transcode it so they can share it. They recompress it. They share it on YouTube. And then it's viewed across multiple devices, and all their friends see how awesome they are, right? So that's what we're enabling, right? The future is eventually someone's, can use one of these cameras, go down a ski, do a great little ski run, and then on their Intel phone eventually, they're on a, they're going back up to do another run, and they're already sharing it with their friends, right? That's the future. Some of the leading media companies that are already using Intel Media Sdk, as of Monday, from Monday to about 5 minutes before I started talking, Chris back there gave me the stats, and the Media Sdk has already been downloaded over 260 times, right, since Monday of the release. So a lot of people are using it. So if you aren't using it, you're going to start falling behind on features and the end users' expectations of doing things, right? Again, they're going to start blaming certain applications for not being fast. Here's some shipping products. We've already showed off some of the ArcSoft, CyberLink, Sony. We have a couple gaming products that use it to do PC game captures. And this list is growing, right? And they're successfully using the Media Sdk. They're successfully selling and growing their business because of the features unlocked by the Media Sdk. And as we've said, it's free to download. We have a new developer community called the Visual Computing Source. It's a new website. It's laid out with a developer in mind. We understand that sometimes you don't just do one tool. You don't just do one SDK. A lot of you in here probably are interested in the Media SDK and the OpenCL SDK, right? Or some other IPP primitive stuff that you want. You can go to this website. It's catered to you. There's a lively forum on there. There's access to some of the folks like myself on Twitter and everything. Again, we're here for you. These resources are here for you. There's a lot of code samples, case studies. What I find interesting is a lot of people get to our website because they'll go on Google or something and ask, like, how do I code this, right? And they get to one of our code samples, and then they find out that we have an SDK that helps them optimize their software quite easily for Intel platforms. So I left a little bit, like 5 minutes to go. I appreciate every one of you guys being here. I hope you've seen something you haven't seen before with a demo. Are there any questions in the audience that I can address? Yes, sir. Yeah. I'll go back to that. I think you are talking about this one, right here, the PAVP? Right. It's a great question. So the question for the folks in the video that will be watching this later is, why do we have a little asterisk by PAVP? That's because we do have protected content, like an enabled Media SDK for protected content. Comes with a whole slew of going through a long process of getting certificates and stuff so that you can play protected content through and be still hardware accelerated, right? If you require more information, feel free to take my business card, and we'll get involved with you on that. Yes, sir. The question is, what is the licensing for it? Download it, use it, ship your software. It is not exactly so it's a Media SDK plus some of the additional stuff. That is not free to download because, yes, so just make that clear. For the protected content, you have to come to us, and it is individually handed out. Yes. No, thank you. It's a great question. Yes, sir. How will the system work with live streaming? Some of the transcoding stuff, again, it depends on the quality, the bit rate, what's coming in. System works great. I mean, especially with the Media SDK 2012, it's made to take care of some of the latency characteristics around teleconferencing and live streaming. We've talked to ISVs about live blogging from games with these Ultrabooks. I'm going to detach this Ultrabook real quick. So this is light. This is like 2.5 pounds, right? They're only going to get lighter, smaller, and skinnier. And of course, you could imagine a tablet. You can imagine someone walking around CES like this with a camera. Some of them are going to start coming with cameras in the back, right? There's going to be touch screens, et cetera. So the way it's just going to make it more accessible for people to do media all the time. And this is what using the Intel Media Sdk in your software allows you to just innovate on how someone would do that. So live streaming is absolutely a perfect example of how do we expand that? How does someone from here to the with a 3G enabled version or some kind of wireless connection, could you sit here and live blog from this event, right? Absolutely. For more details, though, if you want specific characteristics on like what bit rates and everything, you can hit the website. There's some examples on there. But if you have a certain workload that you feel free to put it on the forum, or you can email me and I can find out for you. Okay? Yes, sir. So the question, if I barely could hear you, but it's like the other formats like WebM, is that? Yes. There are other formats on the roadmap. We will add them as they become part of the hardware roadmap. I mean, we are a software that's enabling what's underneath the hood for hardware. If we don't have it as an acceleration feature, we have a lot of other tools like Intel performance primitives. There's some other things that you can help you with those type of workloads if we don't specifically call out those codecs or the types of formats. Great question. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, decode, it's not as significant. The encode portion is a lot more CPU intensive than a decode, but absolutely decode it is faster, easier, and since it's using the dedicated hardware channel, a lot more efficient, right? So it's more about the efficiency on the decode side. There was one more question over here. That is more of an OpenCL consideration, but we do work with OpenCL, and we have some coding samples with this version of the Media SDK to show you how to do that. Right? Great question. I have approximately like 20 more seconds. I don't want to be rude to I think it's AT&T next. So if you have anything else, please email me. I'm on Twitter, _stapler if you want. Or you can just email me. I have a business card back there. Also, hit the website. I appreciate everyone's time. I'll also be hanging out here if you guys have any more questions. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time.